Every morning, the world greets us with a tidal wave of noise. The classroom buzzes with laughter, gossip, and the clatter of chairs. Phones vibrate with endless notifications, messages, memes, trending hashtags, and the latest viral videos. It's a symphony of distractions, each one demanding your attention, whispering that if you don't keep up, you'll fall behind. You scroll through your feed, heart racing, afraid to miss the next big thing, the next inside joke. The pressure to be seen, to be heard, to be part of the conversation is relentless. It's as if silence itself has become something to fear, a void to be filled at all costs. But in the midst of this chaos, have you ever wondered what you might be missing by always tuning into the noise? What if the real power lies not in speaking the loudest or reacting the fastest, but in stepping back, in listening? In a world that never stops talking, could silence be the secret strength we're all overlooking? In the middle of all this noise sits Maya, a quiet observer in a sea of voices. She's the kind of person who slips into a classroom unnoticed, her presence gentle, her words few. While others compete to be heard, Maya listens. She watches how opinions clash and laughter rises. She wonders if her silence makes her invisible. Sometimes she feels like a shadow at the edge of the room. Maya's mind is alive with thoughts, but she hesitates to share them. She worries that her ideas will be drowned out, dismissed, or misunderstood. Each time she considers speaking up, a wave of self-doubt washes over her. What if her words don't matter? What if she's simply not interesting enough? The world seems to reward those who are bold, outspoken, and quick to respond. In comparison, Maya feels small, her quietness mistaken for weakness. She scrolls through social media, watching classmates post stories and updates, their lives seemingly louder and brighter than hers. The more she sees, the more she questions her own worth. Is there a place for someone like her in a world that never stops talking? As the noise swirls around her, Maya retreats further into herself, unsure if her silence is a flaw or a part of her she should protect. One Monday morning, Maya's teacher announces a group project that will count for a significant part of the final grade. The classroom erupts into a flurry of excitement and anxiety as students scramble to form teams. Maya finds herself grouped with 3 classmates, each with strong personalities and louder voices. As they gather, the conversation quickly turns into a contest, everyone eager to pitch their ideas. Arguments break out over who should lead, what topic to choose, and how to divide the work. Suggestions are tossed around, but no one seems to truly listen. The noise is overwhelming, and Maya feels the familiar urge to shrink back, to let the others take control. But as the debate rages on, she does something different. She listens, not just to the words, but to the tone, the pauses, the frustration in her teammates' voices. She notices how Sam keeps trying to share an idea, but gets interrupted every time. She sees how Priya grows quieter as her suggestions are dismissed. While the others are busy trying to be heard, Maya quietly takes notes, piecing together fragments of ideas. She starts to see patterns in the chaos, a common thread that could unite the group. For the first time, Maya's silence feels less like a weakness and more like a strength. She realizes she's seeing things the others can't, simply because she's paying attention. Curiosity replaces her insecurity, and a subtle sense of empowerment begins to grow within her. As the deadline for the project approaches, frustration simmers within the group. Meetings become battlegrounds of clashing opinions and progress stalls. The louder voices grow impatient, and the quieter ones withdraw even further. It's during one particularly tense meeting that Maya senses the group is on the verge of falling apart. The room is thick with unspoken resentment, and for a moment, it seems as if no one will find common ground. Maya feels the weight of the moment. She knows she could stay silent, let the chaos continue, but her careful listening has given her a unique perspective. She sees the strengths in each teammate. Instead of raising her voice to compete, Maya chooses a different path. She clears her throat softly, drawing the group's attention not with volume, but with presence. She begins to ask questions, gentle, thoughtful ones that invite reflection. "Sam, I noticed you had an idea earlier about using real-life examples. Could you share more about that?" "Priya, your suggestion about visuals sounded interesting. How do you think we could bring that to life?" With each question, Maya encourages her teammates to revisit their ideas, to listen to one another. The atmosphere shifts. The group starts to engage, not just talk. Maya's silence has given her the insight to guide the conversation without dominating it. Her quiet confidence becomes a steady anchor, and for the first time, everyone feels heard. In that moment, Maya proves that sometimes the most powerful influence comes not from speaking the loudest. Presentation day arrives, and the classroom is buzzing with anticipation. Maya's group stands at the front, each member ready to share their part. As they begin, something is different. The project flows seamlessly, each idea building on the last, every voice contributing with clarity and purpose. The visuals are striking, the examples relatable. Their teacher nods in approval, and classmates listen intently, engaged, even inspired. Afterward, as the group returns to their seats, a quiet realization settles over Maya's teammates. It dawns on them that the turning point wasn't a single brilliant idea or a forceful leader, but the subtle guidance Maya provided. Her questions had drawn out their best thoughts. Her calm had steadied their nerves, and her silence had created space for everyone to shine. One by one, they thank her not just for her contributions, but for the way she brought the group together. For Maya, the praise feels different this time. It's not the fleeting validation of a social media like. It's a deep, genuine respect that comes from being truly seen. She realizes that her silence was never a weakness. It was her greatest strength. By listening, observing, and choosing her words with care, she had influenced the outcome more powerfully. Maya walks home that day with her head held high, a quiet pride blooming in her chest. She understands now that silence is not emptiness, it's potential. It's the space where ideas grow, where understanding deepens, and where true leadership begins. And as she reflects on her journey, she wonders how many others might discover their own strength. If only they dared to embrace the power of silence. Most people never discover the hidden advantages of silence. In a world obsessed with constant connection and instant replies, the quiet moments are often overlooked. But what if those moments are where the real magic happens? Maya's story is just one example. Silence sharpens focus. When you step away from the noise, turn off your notifications, and simply sit with your thoughts, you give your mind the space it needs to process and reflect. Studies show that even a few minutes of quiet can boost concentration and memory. It's in these silent spaces that your best ideas often emerge, unburdened by pressure. Silence also deepens relationships. When you listen, really listen to someone without planning your next response, you show them respect and empathy. People feel valued when they're heard, and trust grows in the spaces between words. Think about the last time someone listened to you without judgment. Didn't it feel like a gift? By embracing silence, you can offer that same gift to others. And silence fuels creativity. Some of the world's greatest thinkers have credited their breakthroughs to quiet reflection. When you allow yourself to step back from the noise, your mind is free to wander, to imagine, to create without limits. So, while most people chase after the next notification or rush to fill every pause, remember, silence is not a void to be feared, but a wellspring of strength, insight, and possibility. What could you discover if you dared to listen to the quiet? The answer might just change your life. Now, it's your turn to discover the power that lies within your own silence. Imagine what could happen if, just for a day, you chose to listen more than you spoke. What insights might you gain? What connections could you deepen? Start small. Try a mindful listening exercise with a friend or family member. Put away your phone, look them in the eye, and give them your full attention. Notice how the conversation changes, how trust and understanding grow in the quiet spaces between words. Or challenge yourself to a day of silence, where you speak only when necessary, and spend the rest of your time observing, reflecting, and absorbing the world around you. You might be surprised by what you notice about others, about yourself, about the opportunities that exist in every moment of stillness. Remember, silence is not about withdrawing from the world. It's about engaging with it more deeply. Your words will carry more weight when they come from a place of thoughtful reflection. Your actions will have greater impact when guided by true understanding. So, will you dare to discover your silent strength? The world is full of noise, but the most powerful voices are often the ones that speak with purpose, grounded in the wisdom of silence. As the saying goes, silence isn't empty. It's full of answers. What answers will you find in your own quiet moments?